The psychology of money is that financial success is less about what you know and more about how you behave. The author Morgan Housel illustrates this with story. Imagine two men. The first, Ronald Reed, a janitor who quietly swept floors and pumped gas for most of his life. Nothing fancy, but when he died, everyone was stunned to find out he'd left behind over $8 million. How? He lived simply and invested consistently in solid companies for decades. Now meet the second man, Richard Fiscone, a Harvard-educated former executive at Merrill Lynch, living in mansions, surrounded by luxury. But despite his knowledge and high income, he went bankrupt, crushed by loans and lifestyle inflation. What separated them wasn't intelligence or education, it was behavior. Morgan Housel's The Psychology of Money tells us that financial success has far more to do with how you behave than how much you know. Core lessons, timeless truths about wealth, greed, and happiness. 1. No one's crazy. Everyone makes money decisions based on their own life experiences, the generation they grew up in, how their parents handled money, or whether they faced hardship. What looks like a bad decision to you might make perfect sense to someone else. Why? Because we're all playing different games with different rules. 2. Luck and risk. Success and failure often hinge on forces we can't control. Bill Gates became a tech legend partly because his school had one of the first computers in the country. His equally talented friend, Kent Evans, died young and never got the chance. So when judging success or failure, don't forget the roles of luck and risk. 3. Never enough. Rajat Gupta and Bernie Madoff had more money than most could dream of, but it wasn't enough. They gambled for more and lost everything. Why? Because they kept moving the goalpost. One of the most powerful financial skills, knowing when you have enough. 4. Compounding is magic. Warren Buffett isn't just a brilliant investor. He's been investing since he was a kid. Most of his wealth came after his 50s. The real secret? Time plus patience. You don't need to make incredible returns. You just need pretty good returns for a very long time. 5. Getting rich versus staying rich. Making money requires boldness, but keeping it? That takes humility, caution, and a bit of paranoia. A lot of people get rich. Fewer stay rich. The key is understanding that your fortune can disappear just as fast as it came. 6. Tails, you win. In investing in life, a few big wins often account for most of your success. That's the long tail effect. You can fail dozens of times, but one big hit can change everything. It's okay to be wrong often, as long as your right moments are monumental. 7. Freedom is the ultimate goal. The best thing money can buy isn't a car or a mansion. It's control over your time. The ability to wake up and do what you want, when you want, with whom you want. That's real wealth. 8. Wealth is what you don't see. We often mistake spending for wealth, but true wealth is invisible. The money you didn't spend, the luxuries you skipped. That's what builds freedom and security over time. 9. Save money, always. Your income might be out of your control, so might market returns. But one thing you can control is your savings rate. Saving isn't just for buying things later. It's a buffer against life's uncertainties. And you don't always need a reason to save. Just do it. 10. Be reasonable, not rational. You don't need to make the perfect financial choice, just a reasonable one. The best plan is the one you can stick to. Sleep peacefully, even if that means skipping the mathematically perfect strategy. Money is emotional, and that's okay. 11. Surprise. The future is unpredictable. The biggest financial events in history, wars, crashes, pandemics, were never predicted. So don't rely on the past to map your future. Instead, build flexibility and always leave room for surprises. 12. Always leave room for error. Your financial plan should expect to fail. Build in a margin of safety. Spend less than you can. Stay conservative in forecasts, and be okay with being wrong sometimes. It's the only way to survive in a world ruled by probabilities. 13. You'll change. And that's normal. We're terrible at predicting our future selves. What excites you today may not matter 10 years from now. That's why you should avoid extreme plans. Stay flexible. Be okay with changing your mind and cutting your losses. 14. Everything has a price. The price of good returns isn't just money. It's stress, uncertainty, and volatility. Instead of avoiding these, accept them as the cost of admission to the world of wealth. It's not a fine, it's a fee. 15. Don't copy people playing a different game. An investor making trades every hour is playing a different game than someone saving for retirement. If you follow others without understanding their goals, you'll end up making terrible decisions for yourself. Know the game you're playing and stick to it. 16. The power of optimism. Pessimism sounds smart. It's dramatic, urgent, and grabs attention. But over the long term, optimism wins. History has been a story of progress, setbacks, and comebacks. Betting on the future is the most reasonable choice of all. Conclusion: the real psychology of money. Morgan Housel wraps up with a few lasting truths. Be humble. Not all success is deserved, and not all failure is a result of laziness. The biggest reward of money is freedom over your time. True wealth is what you don't show off. Save even when you don't have a reason. Success has a price. Know it and be willing to pay it. Always leave room for error. Avoid extreme decisions. Be optimistic, but fear ruin. Take risks that won't destroy you. His own strategy: save a lot, stay patient, and trust that the world will create more value in the future.